Ladies and gentlemen, it's David here from the QS guys. How much does a garage conversion cost? Now today we are in Scotland, just south of Edinburgh. So this is a garage conversion in the UK. Here we are. This is a client that we've been working for with over about 3 to 4 years now. Typically our work is down in London, but today we're up here in a beautiful town called Gorebridge, just south of Edinburgh. Now, for those people that have really, really bad attention spans, I'll just give you the number straight away and let you know, and then you can bugger off, okay? So this is a garage conversion with an internal alteration, £54,000. Obviously, there's some structural works to do here. This is not just a cosmetic renovation. I read online a standard garage conversion, you would look anywhere between 850 to 1200 pounds a square meter. This is a 20 square meter garage conversion. This one's coming in at double because of the significant structural alterations that we are doing to this garage. So if you're looking for a standard conversion cost, you would halve this cost, but the rest of this, obviously we've got quite a bit of structural works for this garage. Foundation section here, top section here, so it's not just a cosmetic renovation, okay? There we go. There's the number. Let's get into it. So, as I was saying, we've done a lot of work for this builder. Scottish builder, absolute lad. Haven't met him in person. Loves haggis. Real numbers from a Scottish rebuild conversion case study. Internal alteration scope 20 square meters. Full subcontract and breakdown for this guy. So, obviously, the full breakdown cost for this job was £220,000 plus VAT. So there was a single story extension plus the garage conversion and the preliminaries. Now, for the preliminaries for a garage conversion, you've still got to allow for those costs, but obviously there's a lot of project management and other items in there that would go for the full build. So we could easily say we would drop this in 1/4, and this would probably be around about £4,000 for the garage conversion costs alone. The skip ins would remove, the allowance for temporary roof protection would go, one-time set up for scaffolding would go, the skips would reduce drastically, etc, etc. So as we get into this, this one was £54,000. The floor area was 20 square meters. Cost per meter, 2,723. Markup and profit for the builder was 15%, and the trade rate was 40.25, including margin. He plays his guys about 35, so that's where we sit, okay? So larger build, extension, garage, conversion, driveway. Overall program for this project was 16 weeks, okay? So there was demolition, structural, joinery, glazing, fit out linings, etc, etc. Let's just go into this bit for the internal alteration garage. So we've got a bit of demolition. So as we can see, we've allowed 28 hours at 35 for the demolition guys, £1,400. There was a lot of concrete works there to infill the opening and make the slab for the garage look good. We did have to put some additional drainage and pipe protection in, so there was £2,000 as well. On a typical garage conversion, if you weren't putting in a laundry or any drainage, you would exclude that price, okay? Brick and block work, that would be excluded from a conversion price because obviously this is structural and external envelope elements. Then when we get into it, we've got all the suspended timber floor joists and all the labor hours for all these components. As we can see, we've got 20 square meters of floor joists to go in at £38 a meter. Then we work out the labor, 32 hours to do all that. So W2 garage separating the wall. So we've got a spec sheet here as well, which we've been following for insulations, etc. So internally, that was that internal section there. Usually we'd provide a markup on this, but the builder didn't request it, so it's okay. So internal markups there, that was the wall exerting that, splitting that, so 18 hours for the day. And then pretty much that is everything for timber studs, sheeting, service battens, structural straps and fixings. So that was at 1,300 a square. Non-load bearing timber partition walls in there, bit of work to be done there. Roof fit to make good to existing cladding and roofing interfaces. Now that wouldn't be included in your typical garage conversion, so we'll leave that out. The internal linings to do all the ceiling sections, ceiling joists in there a day, and then the materials, etc. as well, okay? So this wasn't a basic garage makeover. The floor build-up, we had to do a suspended timber floor over the existing slab and solemn. Kingspan K103 between joists. Fire and acoustic jib plasterboard linings to go in. And then roof insulation. This was the spec we had to meet. Triple glazed windows, 60-minute encasement for steel fire protection. New boiler plus underfloor heating zones. That adds a huge cost. So if we go down obviously to electrics, we've got supply and install electrics, then we've got the radiator, and I think the underfloor heating may have been put into the extension zone Yes, it has. So here was the full sort of sub and trade package for this, the aluminium joinery for the extension section. But obviously what we really care about is the internal fit out. So the internal fit out was 10.5% of the cost of this. The internal linings was 9.8. Concrete works, demolition and strip out, there's always that to be done on an extension or a new build there as well. So the internal alteration stuff, obviously this is all just the garage on the inside here. As we can see, this is what's going along inside here. So a new slab going over the new concrete timber floor going over this concrete slab section here, and then in full interior line out, and that is reflected in obviously the internal linings, ceiling joists. Then we've got plastering at £25 an hour, plasterboard walls as well, and then we've got wall and floor finishes, provisional allowance for carpet, engineered wood flooring, £102 a metre at 20 squares. Allowed for a full painting internal section there, £4,200 for the garage. Electrical services, £2,300. We've made a split difference between supply and install electrical works, and then we've allowed a difference for the radiator too. Okay, so that's how we've broken that out. The biggest cost drivers on this one was obviously the triple glazed joinery. That's super expensive. I had another call with a lady this morning actually around, they had 27 units, 2-story house in Oxfordshire, £189,000 plus VAT, supply and install structural steel windows and triple glaze as well. So absolutely insane cost, was working out around about 5,000 a unit. Okay, 2 garage windows, £4,000. Finishes internal, 4,200. Floor package, that's what we've got there. Internal fit out carpentry, that's for the builder to obviously do all the linings, the timber partition and the finishings, 2,680. And then the service section, £4,000 electrical and plumbing. Okay, so this one landed above generic online rates. The obviously online and generic is 625 and 1.2. There was quite a lot of additional structural works here. Premium triple glazing, fire acoustic wall separation, higher floor spec, roof insulation, because on typical garage conversions you wouldn't lay a new floor over the existing concrete slab. You'd maybe just put like commercial flooring down, commercial tiles or something like that. And then we had services, allowances and contingency. What can UK builders or homeowners, if you're listening, learn about this? And homeowners, if you want to work with a QS that can get you detailed BOQs before you go to tender for a builder, or you do need quick detailed breakdowns for lending and obviously bank and finance, hit us up, drop us an email here. Okay, garage conversions are specification led, not size led. Joinery and glazing can outweigh all the obvious trades. Small areas can still be expensive. Doesn't really matter if it's bigger or smaller. The square meter rate usually stays around the same. Usually if it's smaller, the cost is actually up per square meter, because you still got to allow for project management and prelim costs as a non-negotiable. Okay, if you need a real cost plan, hit us up at the QS guys. This is what we do. As you can see, this is the level of detail that we go into. We provide program, trade schedules, material quantities, everything you need. BOQ, labor hours. It's fantastic if you're a builder. We can get these back in 3 to 5 days. Fantastic if you're a homeowner. You can use these to audit builders' costs. Hit us up. Thank you very much for watching. David.